No, 21, 24. It was Deuteronomy 28, 64. Give me Judith 3 and 8. Then you keep going towards the Judith. Go down.
Take this phone, man. So slow. Well, I had to get a new one.
That's how I did. I was listening to everybody about these goddamn iPhones. I should have just got the regular fucking Android. That's what I should do. I should just get a regular ass Android. Because before, what I would do is I'd do a lesson on one. One phone, I had two phones. Right. So I'd do a lesson on one, put it down, do my other lesson on the other one, do that one, finish that one will finally be done. Then I'll do the thing, and then I can print it towards YouTube or wherever, or Facebook, wherever I put it on. And while that's doing that, I'm doing my other lesson. So by the time that shoots on there, this one's done. Now I can do that and then shoot that on there, because it takes some time for it to go on that thing. But then now that's doing, now I can take the other and then do another lesson. So I used to do that, and I'm like, man, I kind of miss doing that.
Judah 2 and 8?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, 2 and 3, okay.
3 and 8. Judah's 3
Oh,
and 8.
3 and 8, so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, brother.
Yeah, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Hakakadash. Yeah. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, right? To you occupant the four winds, preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel, right, through your father, and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn of your husband, which is your spiritual leader. This is we're gonna bring out a lesson, and we're gonna start out, because I don't know, I was thinking about some of these churches and things, and the way things and how Israel is confused, or just in general, the world is confused about religion, right? And how we got to the religion, right? And why a lot of Israelites don't know why you have these dumb, religion thoughts, right? You're misled, basically, right? Go ahead. Start. Yeah, start off the Judah.
Okay, this is the book of Judah, chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "Yet he did cast down their frontiers and cut down their groves."
Right. Yeah, because what these are what idols, right? These are idols of other nations or other gods, right? But keep going.
It says, "For he had decreed to destroy all the gods of the land."
Right.
"And that all nations should worship Nebuchadnezzar's only."
Right. See, and this is a heathen. So what do you think we're gonna do when it's time for us to come and rise up and then what we're initially supposed to do, man? Right? We're supposed to go through and tear down the groves or the idols and the things of these other heathens, man. Right? So, and this is just a heathen. So he knows, which this is the same thing. The reason why I'm bringing out this scripture, it's the same thing. Who's Nebuchadnezzar today? The so-called white man, man. He's what? Babylon the Great, though. He's the daughter of Babylon. So he's following behind the ways of Nebuchadnezzar, man. Right? So what did he do? He tore apart your you know, your ways of knowing. Can you get the keep that? Don't forget that one. But get you know Isaiah 17:4.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this a little more.
Hold on.
Okay. Isaiah 17 or Jeremiah?
Jeremiah 17:4. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jeremiah 17:4. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine inheritance
Right.
that I gave thee.
Right. So the Most High gave us a heritage, but the Lord said that even Jeremiah, this is the time when Israel was being sent to where? Babylon, man. Right? Under what? Under bondage, man. You're gonna be there for 70 years, but 7, what is another way of saying completion? So now, where are we at? We're in the daughter of Babylon. So when you're talking about full circle, full completion, that's what we're under, man. And so the self-proclaimed so-called white man takes a page out of everyone else's book, and he puts it forth through earth as if he's the one who created it, man. You know what I mean? He's the culture vulture. But nevertheless, that's how his wickedness has surpassed all the other nations, because he used a little wickedness from each nation, a little bit of what do you call it? Witchcraft, basically, from every nation, man. But
It says, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
Right. Serve what means slavery, man.
In the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right. And we didn't know the land of America, but even those that did, you didn't know it the way you used to know it. Right? You know, you got Gad, Reuben, Issachar here, this is their land, but it ain't their land no more. It's a different place altogether. Now look at the pollution and the goddamn chemtrails and all sorts of abominable things. You got she-he's and he-she's and it things walking around, man. This is not their land, man. Right? You got the time when they were giving them, there was an old video that they were showing with Gad, and it was like Gad in the movie. It was like an old movie, like an old Western movie, and it was showing how Gad was going in on the self-proclaimed white. He said, no, you came here and you took this land and you came with this and built your court on stolen land, and then he said, then you give us pork. I was like, oh. So they were showing you that Gad, he knew who he was, man. He's an Israelite, man. Right?
We start at the top again?
Yeah, you can start.
Judah 3:8 says, yet he did cast down their frontiers and cut down their groves, for he had decreed to destroy all gods of the land.
Similitude of the so-called white man. That's what he did. That's why he gave you Caesarea Borgia or Serapis Christus. You know, in their time, back when the Greeks took over, they gave you Serapis. Right? What?
It says that all nations should worship Nebuchadnezzar only.
Right. So you can worship this so-called white man only, going into what? The MOTB soon. Right? So you can worship the self-proclaimed so-called white man only, which is the CBDC, which is the central bank digital currency, but we know who owns the central bank. It's the Rothschilds, right? I remember a while back ago, they were showing that there was only 4 countries that did not have a Rothschild central bank. That's not so today. Pretty much every country has a Rothschild central bank, right? Matter of fact, let's see if we can find that. See if it's so.
I'm gonna finish it up.
Hold on. Listen. How many countries do not have a Rothschild central bank? It's going to show because when we come into the hour, they may not. How many countries don't have a Rothschild central bank? Right when you're trying to do something.
How many countries have a Rothschild central bank? For all countries without Rothschild banking, 7 remaining countries without banks owned by the Rothschild family.
Nah, it should be less than that because I remember a couple of years ago
Cuba,
there was only a few.
Gazia, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, and Syria.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you got Go ahead. These are countries that so-called don't have a Rothschild.
5 countries without Rothschild bank. It says English. The seven remaining countries without banks owned by the Rothschild family.
Right, here it is. It says there's only 3. There's only 3 countries.
It says 7 remaining on mine.
I know, but it's changed because there's only 3. Go back. See, only three countries left without a Rothschild central bank. Let's see if I can find the 3. It's like jumping me everywhere.
I bet North Korea's one.
Yeah, North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea's one.
See right here. See right there. But then it's not. I can't get to the actual 3. Because last time it was 4. Because it was Cuba, North Korea, I think, and Iran.
Those probably
I think that's the ones.
Yeah.
But this thing won't pull it up now. It keeps jumping me around because we're coming into that time, into that hour. Because this one's pretty much the same thing you have. Afghanistan, Kuwait, Sudan, Libya, Cuba, North Korea, and Iran. And I think the last 3 are really actually Cuba, but I don't think it's Cuba no more because they just signed that deal thing with Cuba after a dude died, and now his nephew's ruling. So I don't think even Cuba. So I think it's only 2 countries. I think North Korea and Iran is the only ones now. Because it used to be 3. I think it's only 2 now. But go ahead.
It says, and that all tongues and tribes should call upon him as God.
Right, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to put, everybody's going to get this CBDC. Everybody's going to have their CHIP and what was that? What did it say at the end? Slovakia.
I run it back from the beginning. Judah 3:8 says, yet he did cast down the frontiers and cut down their groves, for he had decreed to
take over your country,
to destroy all gods of the land.
Kill your land, move things around, sit your own reservations, put you in the ghettos, the barrios, put you in different places, man. That's basically ultimately what he's saying.
That's right.
Move you around. Now they're gonna do 15-minute cities, right?
It says that all nations should worship Nebuchadnezzar only.
Right, so you can only worship the self-proclaimed so-called white man only, man. Through you being a digital a slave, a debt slave, right? What?
And that all tongues and tribes should call upon
so
him
everybody,
as God.
Hey, everybody, that's ultimately what you're doing. When you get the C-hip, you're calling Esau God, man.
Yep.
Right? And no matter what tongue you speak, that's why it says, whether rich or poor, free or bond.
Yep.
You can get that Revelation 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's because when you get that C hip, you basically bowing down to Esau's agenda, man. to his new world government, his new world order, man.
But you're calling them God. You're saying you don't trust in the Most High. You trust in Esau.
Edom.
You trust in the Edomite. Man, you trust. Right.
16. Or want me to get to the
16.
point?
Yeah, get to the point.
Revelation 13, verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond."
Matter of fact, you can start at 15.
I'll start at 15.
Yeah, because that makes it kind of go.
It says, "And he had power to give life into the image of the beast."
Right. Yeah. Then that's what he's doing. Because who had power at that time? Nebuchadnezzar. So at this time, he's the Nebuchadnezzar of this world. But look, he's got damn near a grip on all the world. There's only 2 places that don't have a Rothschild central bank. Right? Not even who they're supposed to be fighting against is Russia. Right? But even Russia has a Rothschild central bank. So they have to bow down to them, man, technically. Right? So this thing is deeper than you freaking think, man. So that's why the Lord said he's going to have to put, that's why it makes sense, because everybody's playing a game. This whole thing with Ukraine, it's a game of charades, man, because they're all in the end thing, because they're all Freemasons and Illuminati, man. That's why the Illuminati, what is it called? They're square men, and it says they're many tongues, but one body or one beast. Yep. Right? One beast with many heads. They even tell you that. They say if you chop off one head of the thing, or you so-called find out the so-called secrets, that's why they're not really making it secret. Because even if you find out this, there's another head that pops up over here. You find one Epstein Island, there's about 30, 40, 50, 60 other Epstein Islands that there is. So find them. It's gonna mean nothing, man. You found out about how they was still enslaving Jake over there in Libya and putting them through the ports, and Jake was still getting on slave ships to this very day. Then you got a simple motherfucker like vocab saying that we're not under the curses, man. To the very day, we're still being on slave ships, man. A perpetual, what it said, the Lord said forever until he comes back. Go ahead, man.
It says, "And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast."
It's speaking. They're using their military, they're using their power, and eventually, like I said, they're gonna use their AI. Like I was saying before, I was watching that of that movie because I was showing my daughter about how where they're going with this, as far as everything, with the mark of the beast, the MOTB, right? In that movie Demolition Man, they hit him with the C hip, and when he was walking through the thing, he was saying a couple of so-called harsh words, what they would call cuss words, and the machine was popping out, giving him tickets. So that's talking basically like the AI. In San Francisco, they actually have police robots that police the parking lot. They have it has a police symbol on the robot, and it drives around and it's taking pictures to this very day. You got robots that they were showing a thing where the robots come to your room and give you your dinner.
Yeah.
Right? They got robots that came. The lady was showing how she videotaped. She went in and ordered her, the shampoo and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a robot. She opened up the door, and the robot, she hit the thing, put in her code, and the drawer opened up, and it had the shampoo and the conditioner and stuff that she asked for. And she grabbed like that. The drawer went back in, and the robot took off like that. Right? So these are the things that they happen, and big time they're doing that in San Francisco. They already got the machine that cooks your burger, and then they're trying to make it seem like it's a good thing because of the so-called CV19. They're saying, look, no one's touched your actual thing. No actual physical hand has touched it. So the thing goes through the machine. They have the buns. They have the meat. The meat shoots itself out. It goes under the oven, slides down the conveyor belt, falls and hits on top of the bread, the buns and stuff, which the bun had already got the mayo and everything. It's all like Jetsons, man.
Well, Well, when you looked at, I believe one of the brothers, I think it was one or two, they showed me that what happened when it comes down, they got a mechanical hand that spreads the mail and all that on the bread, and then the meat comes down and goes on top of the bun, and then it comes out on the tray, or like some mechanical hand or something, and it goes to the customer. And I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers, Esau just think he the shit. But really, everything that Esau Edom is doing, everything that he's conquering up, is through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. He's giving him that power to do that. You know what I mean? Just so that Yahweh Shem Shai can take him off his high horse. Because Esau's pride, man. He's got all this pride in him thinking he's the most high. And Jake, you steady running behind Esau like a puppy with his tongue out, man. Running after his master, man. When the scriptures are evident, man. There's only one true power. Yahweh Shem Shai, but y'all don't love him. Y'all love JC, man. This goddamn wicked ass devil, man. And everything that Nebuchadnezzar did, you guys, Esau doing it to y'all, and y'all running after Esau like he the most high. How dumb can you be, man?
It says, and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Going back to the whole thing what Nebuchadnezzar did. He said he took out everything, took out your gods, said you can't worship these things. You have to worship him. You have to worship him and his gods, or worship him as he is God. So what the C-hip, right? The charagma is for you to worship the self-proclaimed so-called white man as if he's God, man.
If you go into that word killed, it means to separate. And yeah, we know that there's going to be some that are going to be beheaded, but separated, and that's what Nebuchadnezzar did, right?
Yep.
He put everybody in like you said, the reservations, the barrios, the hoods, and that's exactly what Esau's done.
But that separation in this time is going to be separating you from society. Right. So yeah, I know about that. Yeah, it means that kill means to separate, but it's going to be actually literally kill. But then it also means to what? To separate you from society, separate you from being able to have commerce,
like that
movie, come and go, man.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah, Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
They're showing you all that stuff. Yeah, Judge Dredd. Yeah. Right? Yeah, the Judge Dredd. That's what I'm saying. And who else was in that? Sylvester Stallone was in that. Judge Dredd. He was in the Demolition Man.
Right.
Right. All these different movies to show you where it was gone. Right. I was seeing my little cousin, and I was telling him, he was like, "Man, you think you think these things are going the way this going, and the way some of these movies, because they be kind of showing some stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Didn't Facebook change the thing to metaverse?" I said, "What was the building that Neo worked at in Matrix? It was called the Meta. No, it's called the mitochondria, right? Chondria, meta goes into the mind, and then chondria goes into your subconscious. They're basically talking about taking your soul. Right. Yeah, that's Esau. That's the C-hip, man, because the matrix in itself, it means basically it means to come out of your mother's womb. That's why when you look at the matrix, when he came out of that thing, it was assimilate a woman's womb, and all that stuff is like a baby when it comes out of that thing. So they basically taking it and saying that they wanted to reform you as from a baby, man, into a slave from off the rip, man. And that's what they're trying to do that now, right?
But verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, right, rich and poor,
whether you young or old, whether you so-called significant in this country, like if you're president, vice president, right? Because those are just puppets, man. It don't matter who you are. You're gonna bow down to this, man. You can think you're some rap star or whatever. You're finna get this, man. Right? And in the way they're talking about doing things, they were saying that there's a thing that they're going to pass that if you have all these rappers, right? Their whole thing is to sell out their people to get this money and get big houses, right? It's saying doing this thing, when everything goes, they're gonna have to share their houses with complete strangers. So when they talk about you're gonna have nothing, own nothing, even then with all these big houses, you're gonna have to use your big house, and they're gonna put strangers in all those rooms because they're gonna make sure that there's no one homeless, right? This is the thing that they're gonna play it off as no one's homeless, and then they're gonna put everybody in these different houses, and then you're gonna have these 15-minute cities. You know what I'm saying? But
it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in the forehead.
Right? Graphel, right? With the information, right? It's gonna be the charagma, the actual mark, and stamp and imprinting the acknowledgement that this man is your God. But then it's gonna go through what the karax, the way by it's gonna get through to your skin, the subdermal, right? And then and graphol is gonna have all the information that it needs about you, about your medical history, about your arrest history, about your taxes, whether if you're delinquent on taxes. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna have to wait like they did. What's his name? Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna have to wait some time to do all the paperwork and investigate, and then finally give you 4 years. Nah, that thing is gonna automatically go through their AI system. It's gonna pop up. This man's completely delinquent. Go arrest him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or they having all these things where they want to have the self-driving cars. They're gonna have your own car drive you straight to the police station.
Straight to the jail.
Right. Go ahead.
It says, verse 17. It says, and no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right. That's part of worshiping it. When you got the name, that's you putting the name, go right. Like the Tawa is basically the Lord putting the name of the Father and the Son upon you. Right? You know what that's like?
Yeah, it's Ezekiel 9 chapter 9:4. Keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 18, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
Right.
For it is a number of man.
Mm-hmm.
And his number is 666.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 666, right? Right. Going into their numerical code, all these other different things.
And it's Ezekiel, whatever that it says there. Ezekiel 9:4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Right, because it's more than it goes deeper than we're in a spiritual battle, but Esau's a carnal guy, man. The self-proclaimed so-called white man is carnal, so you can't say that mark is going to be spiritual, man.
Nope.
Right, because when Nebuchadnezzar marked people, when the Romans marked us, when all these other societies marked us, they marked us carnally. They marked us with scars or branding or some type of thing where they marked us, man. Or you get the digital, it's going to be a digital all, or you got the all back in that time, man.
Right.
So, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 9:4. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Shai said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Oh yeah, I wasn't talking about that.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord Yahweh Shai said unto him, go through the midst of the city.
Right, wherever you at, because we're people before place.
That's right.
We're here to talk to the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians and the Israelite foreigners, right? Who phenotype may look like another nation, but your bloodline goes back to Israel through your father. We're speaking to you. Whether you like it, love it, believe it, you accept it or not, the Lord said that you're required of this, man.
That's right.
You're gonna get judgment regardless,
Sure.
right?
Go through the midst of the city,
Right.
through the midst of Jerusalem,
Right. You're a people before place. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men.
That's the tawad. That's the exemption, man.
Mhm.
Right. That's the Passover. Right. That's
Sure.
ultimately what it is, man. To be exempt, to be passed over, to be what's it called? Pardoned. When you go into that, I believe it goes into like being pardoned. You know, like a governor. When they say every year,
They pardon.
they could pardon any prisoner or whatever. So that ultimately that word when you go into that the wah actually means to pardon, right? And that's ultimately what the Lord is doing. Well, at least what you're hoping that the Lord does for you, because so that way you could be pardoned from a judgment that you actually deserve, but at the same time, you have tried to reevaluate yourself through the Spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai and come to a thing and realize, hey, I have sinned against you, right? What's called said that I have sinned against you, and you know what I mean.
And it says that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right.
And we're sighing and crying. We're
Right.
sighing and crying in the midst of our abominations, man. Look what's going on. Esau has got abominations everywhere, man. Abominations you got men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women. You got all these abominations, man. And the men of the Lord are out here sighing and crying for how long is this going to keep going on?
Right. And it doesn't quit because you got mixed fabrics. You got women that go to work when they're on the menstrual cycle. You got all sorts of things, and that's why the law, all these other camps with the law could never possibly save you, right? It's the law and the law until we bring up something that's in the law. Now the grape doctrine is, oh my God, but that's in the law, right? The apostle brought up you could marry your niece, and they was like, oh man, I don't know why you brought. It's in the law. People got a lot of things to say, but they cringe when it really comes to the law. You're basically just like the Pharisees, man. When it came really to the law, they were cringing. When the Lord presented things to them, yeah, the law says that you're not to commit adultery. But I say if you look upon a woman, hey, the Lord take it to another. Because why? Because what? Sin starts in your mind. If you're looking at this married woman, you know she's married, and you're like, right. It's starting in your mind, and you're thinking, you know what? Then she's looking at you, y'all getting the vibes, man. You're gonna do that because you done thought about it so much in your mind. Even when you know, you're looking down at your fringes, but you know what you're finna go do. Yeah, I mean,
I got that in Revelation 14:1. It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood in the Mount Zion. It says, and with him 144,000 having his father's name.
Right. That's ultimately what this is about, man. The 144,000, man. To be part of that number, man. You heard that song when the saints come marching in? Lord, would I like to be of that number? Right? Because in the scriptures say you can't name yourself among that number. So that's why even in that song, they say, oh, how I would like to be in that number. They didn't say they was in that number. They would like, but a lot of them, they're into that, listening to Pastor Pork Chop and all these other different people, the ways of the world. You believe this stuff as if the enemy is going to give you the right name of the Father, the right name of the Son, as if he's going to give you the right way to get to salvation when he raped, robbed, maimed you, put you in the ghettos, the vadios, and the reservations, and somehow you think this guy's going to give you all the right. Even when it comes to education, in the hoods, you got the worst education of all.
Yep.
Right? They even started dumbing down some of these charter schools because Jake started realizing that and started sending their kids to charter schools. Mm-hmm. So now even the charter schools are not really teaching anything really. Right?
It goes to show that Esau, he's just wicked, man. He'll never be straight, man. He can never be righteous. You know? I mean, look, he claimed to be, he took your heritage and claimed it for himself. What righteousness is that? What righteousness is that? He claiming to be the Jew.
Jewish.
The Jewish. And that's the deal, because he's the Jewish.
Right.
He's the wish.
Right.
I wish I was Israel.
Right.
Well, you're not.
But the whole thing with our people is they're hoping that
Yep.
this, or believing that this guy is somehow telling the truth.
Yep.
But you mean a person that would kill your baby, kill your grandmother? You know what I'm saying? This dude would, this dude would sell his own mother. You mean you think you could trust him? Can you trust a person like that? Can you? This dude would sell the things from the rocks, from the ground onto the sky. He will rape, rob everything, man. That's why it says, would you at least leave some gleaming grapes? Would you leave? Because anybody else would have left something. You destroy the planet without leaving anything left.
You ain't gonna leave shit. You ain't gonna leave shit.
It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion.
Right. A lamb, that's Yahweh.
Says, and with him 144,000, having his father's name.
Right, his father's name, the Wah,
written in their foreheads.
Should be.
This is NLT. I'm gonna bring it out.
Oh, okay, but I say it should be his name.
It says, it's NLT. It says, then I saw the Lamb standing on Mount Zion, and with him were 144,000. Says, who had his name and his father's name written on their forehead.
There you go. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah. You have his name, which is Yahweh Shai, which means save, or he saves, or he is salvation, right? And then Yahweh's name, which means he is, right? Because we're saying that what? We're the lambs of the Lord. Matter of fact, it was a Christian pastor that said something that kind of made sense. He said, when you think about the blood of who the world calls Jesus Christ, because he believed in that, right. But he was saying that the blood, what you do is you mark your cattle. So he said what they'll do is they'll take some blood or thing or whatever, and they'll mark the thing in the ear, and they'll mark it on the hoof, and they'll mark them on here. So that's like that. The Y is almost like where he's marking you. He's putting you on your ear, on your side, on your leg, showing you that you belong to him, right? Right? Because that's even the Lord, Yahweh Shai, said he had a name on his thigh that no one knew, right? That's showing that the Father had marked him, that he belongs to the Father, man.
But
yeah.
Verse 2, it says, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters.
Right, Yahweh Shai, yeah.
And as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And that's going into what? The
prophets, right. Yeah, that's us.
It's like you said, the men that are sighing and crying for the abominations done in the midst thereof. Yeah. Verse 3 says, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what you that's ultimately what you need, man. We need to be redeemed from the earth, man. Because Esau Edom, which is Satan, right? The self-proclaimed so-called white man, which is Esau, right?
Lion of Judah.
Right.
There.
Right. So you're Jewish?
I sure hope so.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I hope so too. Because hey, guess what? You're going into slavery, right? You're going into slavery, right?
I'm going to just say.
Are you a Jew or are you a Jewish?
I am a Jew.
Ish. Yeah, you're Jewish. Yeah. But yeah.
If you look,
so how do you know you're a Jew?
My great grandfather and my father, we had a thing done on our line.
On your line, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you know? Let me see. Can you go to Revelations 1? Go to Revelation. Go to Revelation. One.
Do you identify yourself on there?
That is the Lion of Judah. If you look at the.
Which tribe is he from?
If you look at.
What tribe is he from?
He's from the tribe of Esau.
If if
Read-
you
read-
look,
read that.
if you look there,
Revelation 1.
if you look at the
Right.
word Israel,
Yeah, yeah.
if you look at the word Israel, it is real.
No, it means Yasha'Allah.
Stop
In the
and
Hebrew,
look at the spelling of
that's
Israel.
no, and that's English. But in the Hebrew, it's Yasha'Allah. Go ahead. Because what do the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ? What did he look like?
He's
Hebrew,
God.
dark skin
Dark skin. There you
with
go.
a lot of
Woolly-
curls on their hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
woolly hair.
woolly
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, woolly hair.
Yeah.
We're going to right now.
So, but if he's a Jew, where are the rest of the Jews that look like that?
They're all over.
Cut that out. But matter of fact,
They
no, let's go.
scatter.
What's that one in Zach? Is it Zechariah?
I'm gonna go 113. Open that up.
No,
Oh,
no.
you don't. I don't
Zechariah.
have the shirt on that has
Zechariah, the one who said that part
that has a pin
Zechariah 5?
that shows
Oh, it's Ezekiel. 35.
Ezekiel 35. Yeah.
barbed
Ezekiel 35.
wire, and it says what happened was a great disaster that turned into a
Oh, can you
great
get Isaiah?
outcoming.
Isaiah 2. Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 5. I should
Ezekiel,
block 36.
Ezekiel, not Isaiah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm.
Hey, can you?
Ezekiel
Can-
36 and 5,
Hey.
it says,
Excuse me. What's your name?
My name is Stuart.
Stewart. Oh, of course.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right. Stewart means the
Isaiah.
ruler.
Why does he have
T-E-W-A-R-T.
a menorah in there?
Because that's the real image of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's what he would look like. That's why it tells you, according to the verses in the Bible, he had woolly hair and his feet were the color of bronze as if it burnt in a furnace. That's why. That's the real image. He wouldn't be that. That's the devil. The self-proclaimed so-called white man is the devil.
Yeah, why is
Raped,
the
robbed, and murdered the
menorah?
world.
Why is the menorah on the back?
We'll show you that. Hold on.
Okay.
Here,
We'll show you that. Yeah. That don't listen. You're gonna go into slavery, guy. Let me see. Let me show you this.
this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 5.
Right.
And it says, therefore thus saith the Lord power.
How did y'all get the land of Israel?
Huh?
The Balfour Declaration, right?
Yes.
Was it the Balfour Declaration?
I
How'd you get the land of Israel? Was it the Balfour Declaration? Balfour Declaration?
1948.
Oh, no,
I'm not.
1940.
1948 Balfour Declaration. Yeah. But let's see how the Bible say you got the
It says,
land.
therefore thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy
Right.
have I spoken against the residue
Have you
of
ever
the
heard that
heathen.
God is jealous? God is a jealous
is a
God,
very
and He's gonna be
jealous
jealous.
God.
He's
Yes.
gonna be jealous for the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that's in America and around the world. Go ahead. Keep going.
Where did you get this information about the 12
According to the
tribes of
Bible.
Israel?
According to the
From
Bible.
the
According to the Bible. According to the
well,
Bible.
let me finish what I'm trying to ask you. You said that on
So-called
the tribes of Judah,
so-called Negro. Yeah.
Negro, the Benjamin tribe was to the West Indies.
Okay,
The
we'll-
Levites
we'll
is
show you.
Haitians.
I can show you. We'll show you that. Hold on.
Let me finish this.
Let's finish this. Because we want to see, because they got it from the people that's in the land. They got that land from the Balfour Declaration. But we're going to tell you how the Bible said how they actually got that land. And who was in that land right now, according to biblical prophecy. Last day prophecy. This is what's going to say. Watch.
Therefore thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy
Uh-huh.
have I spoken against the residue of the heathen,
Right? These other nations.
and against all Idumea.
Idumea is another way of saying Esau, Edom, which this guy is Esau. He's an Edomite. The self-proclaimed so-called white man is an Edomite. And the Lord say he hates Edom. He hates Esau. Hey, can you get that, Micah? Malachi 1 and 4?
1 and 4. It says, which have appointed
Yeah.
my land
Well, it
into
says
their
it-
possession.
Remember it says right here, it says they should not learn no war anymore.
Oh.
Right there, remember, because that's your
Yeah,
favorite
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Says, which have appointed my land into their possession.
Right, you pointed. How did you appoint that land into your possession? Through the Balfour Declaration. What do appoint mean? What do it mean to
The
appoint something? Do you know what it
Lord
means to appoint
God
something?
gave
What do-
the
No, you
Israelites.
appointed that land. Read it again. Because this is how you got the land.
It says, which have appointed my land.
You appointed your land, in the Lord's land, right?
Says, into their possession.
Into your possession, right?
With the joy of all their heart.
With the joy of all your heart.
Which is in mind.
Which is in your mind, Lob, your mind.
With despiteful minds.
With the the spiteful mind. The Lord said your mind is despiteful.
To cast it out for a prey.
To cast it out for a prey. To cast the Israelites, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Indian out for a prey. Zephaniah 9:6 or 9. Yeah, 9:6. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is, Malachi chapter 1, verse 4.
Start off from verse 2.
Start 2. Yeah.
Okay. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have
I think it's
loved
9:6.
you.
It's 9:6.
Huh?
No.
Okay. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein has thou loved us? Was not Esau's Jacob's brother?
Right, well, Jacob and Esau were brothers, right? They were brothers. Keep going.
Saith the Lord, yet I love
yeah.
Jacob.
Jacob and Esau are brothers, right? So when Esau and Jacob were born, Jacob held fast the heel of Esau, right? So the self-proclaimed so-called white man is Esau. And the Lord said that he was going to take the land in his own possession by his wicked thoughts and cast Israel out for a prey. The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. That's why we get gunned down by the police. They got us for a prey. A prey means to be hunted down, right? But the Lord said, "What? Go ahead."
Keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 3. And I hated Esau.
The Lord said he hates Esau, man. Keep going.
And lay his mountains and his inheritance waste for the dragon.
For the dragon, for the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire are the Edomites, man.
Okay, which
all the
book
way
are
to
you
the
reading
Roman
from?
Empire today.
Malachi.
Right.
Malachi
Keep
what?
First chapter.
First chapter. Okay.
Keep going.
And of the wilderness.
Of the wilderness. Keep going.
Verse 4.
Right, so go to your ancestors. Because they ain't just talking about Esau. Keep going.
Whereas Edom,
which is your ancestors, your children,
said, we are...
See, these people right here, right? These are your ancestors. These are your children. Keep going.
We are in...
They are impoverished, right? When you go back to Rothschild, their name actually goes back to
Grandchild.
No.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No. Dang, you may mess me up. But it goes back to Bauer.
Bauer, yeah.
Bauer means peasant. So that's why I said that they're what? Right, go back to the top of that 3.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about what's going on right now in Israel?
Oh, it's beautiful. We love it.
We
love it. The Lord's gonna wipe them out. The Lord's gonna send missiles over there to clean it up because they got the pink city. So the Lord got to clean up that abominable mess over there. So we need Iran to shoot missiles on them, so that way we get back to the land. That's what we need. Keep going.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are...
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay. We are
impoverished, which goes to Bauer. My share of Bauer, right? Which changed its name to Rothschild, which that's why you got the city named Rothschild in Israel. Because they, with deceitful heart, they took possession of that land upon themselves through the Balfour Declaration. Keep going.
But we will return.
But we're gonna let you guys do your.
Right,
but
keep going.
we will return and build the desolate places.
They said they're going to return and build the desolate places, which they did. They came back and took back Rome. They took back Europe because they used to rule Europe at one time, and they went back and took the so-called Negro and took them down out of Europe. Right? Did you know we used to rule Europe for 1,000 years before they came out of the Caucasus Mountains? That's where you get the word Caucasian from, because they're Caucasian means cave dweller. So, right? Keep going.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Thus saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, which means armies. Keep going.
Excuse me for
Keep
one
going.
moment, please.
They shall build, but I will throw down.
Yeah, you built the world all over again through your
got-
lies, because it says you're going to come back out and deceive the world again. And now you built the world again and deceived the world again. And now the whole world is filled with lies.
We are
Keep going.
leaving. I've
They
got to
shall
go
build,
walking. I've got
but
to
I will throw down.
The Lord is ready to throw down through ICBM missiles through World War III. The Lord's going to throw Israel
War
down,
III
America
won't be a
down.
World
World
War III. It'll be
War
a
III is
civil
going to
war.
shoot missiles on
It'll be a
America.
civil war in
Russia's going to
America.
shoot missiles on America. North Korea going to shoot missiles on America. Matter of fact, Great Britain's going to shoot missiles on America, man. We can't wait.
I'm gonna keep going,
We can't wait till you devils get it, man.
And
You're
they
going to go
shall,
into slavery, man.
and they shall call
You're a
them the
liar.
border
You're not
of
a Jew.
wickedness.
You're a liar, man. Tai Lo Yehudi, a Tai Goyim, a Tai Mungza. You're not a Jew, man. You're a liar, man. You're liars, man. Keep going.
What's your?
Convert people if you attack
Man,
me.
they liars.
We're not trying to convert nobody.
We ain't trying to convert nobody. We just for the elect. It's for the elect. We're converting the elect. Keep going.
What are you doing in here?
We're telling the truth.
Go
We're bringing
ahead.
out the truth to the so-called Negro, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American that you are the children of Israel. Okay, not the so-called white man, not the rest of these other nations. The kingdom of
The
heaven.
repentance is for the
It's
Israelites.
for the Israelites.
Okay, may Yeshua bless you.
Well, there ain't no such thing as Yeshua. Yeshua, he ain't got no blessings. Yeshua is a dead devil, man. He's nobody. Keep going.
And they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
And that's what Esau is, the border of wickedness. That's what it said. He should rise and deceive the world again. Is that did you find that? Go to Revelations. I think it's 20. Was it 20 when it says that? I think it's Revelations 20.
You still want that Zechariah 9 and 6?
Yeah.
Let me get that book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 6. It says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
Yeah, that's what I want to bring out from what she was saying. That a bastard's how you get that land, man. Through the Balfour Declaration, a bastard should dwell in that land. You don't have a heavenly father, right? Your father is Satan, man.
Man, there was a scripture I was thinking in Isaiah, and I couldn't. That's why I couldn't remember which. Now I can't remember which one I wanted.
It says that there will be no more
20,
war.
I believe. Yeah, no, that's in Isaiah 20.
That's
20.
Isaiah 2.
2. Told you.
Yeah. Isaiah 2.
2. 2
And it's in Micah, the 4th chapter.
I know it's in Micah.
Isaiah 2.
What's that? Isaiah 2.
Isaiah 2nd chapter.
Get that right now. Go to Revelations 20.
What are you looking for?
When it says that they should deceive the world again.
Okay.
I don't know if it's 20 or when it.
No,
it's 21.
It's 20. Well, they should be loose for a little season.
You're right.
Yeah, that's 20.
Yeah, you're gonna deceive the world.
Nope, I'm gonna start off the top.
What
Right to the point.
does it say?
Well, it talks about Yahweh Shai having the key to about the slavery.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'll start at the top. This is Revelation 20:1. It says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's them. Back because it said they will return and build the desolate places. That's part of them returning and building desolate places, which is the bottomless pit, is Europe.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
It says, and a great chain in his hand.
Right.
Yahweh Shai, he has that chain representing the slavery.
Well, no, actually, that represents their confusion because they had to go into the Caucasus Mountain. They wasn't in slavery. They just got dumbed down. They went back into that thing. Did you see the video when those Edomites was talking like they could talk? They were doing that dog talk. Ooh, 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 ooh. You ever see that? That's how they were talking. Ooh, ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
did you find it or no? Get the Isaiah 30. Get that one because that goes into that Isaiah 30.
Verse 2, it says, and he laid hold the dragon,
Right.
that old serpent.
Right, which is the Roman Empire, right? That old serpent going back to the Garden of Eden who deceived Eve, right? Which is deceiving Eve right now. This chick, man, she run behind the devil, man. Come on.
Says, which is the devil,
Right.
and Satan.
And you can't make which is the devil, which is your adversary, your enemy, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, right? You're not looking for a spiritual demon, Satan, even though he do exist, right? There's demons that come and mess with us. But at the same time, the main devil that messes with us is Satan, man. Even coming right here. Satan was trying to show his little fucking menorah and a little fucking Star of David, man. Fuck out of here, man.
That guy was so
Yeah, man.
It says, and bound him 1,000 years. So I'll read that again.
Yeah.
It says, and he laid hold of the
That's
dragon, that old serpent, which is the
Mhm.
devil, and Satan,
At the top.
and bound him 1,000 years. Yeah, and that represents what? That's the time of the so-called Dark Ages, okay, the Byzantine era, okay, where Jake was in rulership, okay, in Europe.
He is younger than me.
That's in Job, the 30th chapter.
Oh, 30th, yeah, Job 30th. Yeah, there you go. Slock, yeah. Job 30th. Slock, yeah.
So So that chain would represent. That's why he bound them up. The Lord,
Yeah, he bound them up, and because that goes into confusion. Dust. That was confusion.
Right.
He bound them up because that's when they were. Watch. Matter of fact, watch. I'm gonna show you. Let's get to Job 30. Start at the top. Yeah, because we're gonna show. That's what that chain was. The confusion. Because that's when they went into the Caucasus Mountains. So we're gonna show when they went to the Caucasus Mountains. Go ahead.
This is Job 30 and 1, starting at the top. But now, they that are younger than I.
Yeah, that's because that's your stupidity. Even though you were born first, Esau was born first. He's younger because he's stupid. He make a bunch of fucking childish moves, man. Even the whole thing about saying that you're anti-sim and using a word. Oh my God, he said it again. Anti-sim. You're using it like a child, man.
Yeah.
Oh my, mom, he's touching me again. Oh, he said something again. They're saying we rule the world again. No, anti-sim, anti-sim. You know what I'm saying? You have to say this stuff to try to deflect that you're the devil, man. That you're lying. You raped, robbed, and you stole the world. And now we can't say that you run every goddamn thing.
Right.
Right? Come on.
Says Job 30 and 1 at the top. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
Right. They got us at the bottom. You're in the hoods, the ghettos, the barrios, the reservations. You're in goddamn India out there. They're calling you slumdog millionaires, man. They calling you in the slum dogs, man. Right? You're everywhere. Everywhere you at, you're in the ghettos, or they call it the slums, man. That's where you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are at. Right?
Whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs,
right,
of my flock.
Didn't the Lord just say that he hate Esau?
No.
He disdained Esau. I wouldn't even sit this man next to my dogs. Why? This dude will probably have sex with your dogs, man. They probably put peanut butter on his genitals and have your dog licking on his genitals, man. Right?
Yeah.
Because we've seen, hey, man, it's out there. Esau done that. Even they Edomite women.
They're nasty.
Even their women.
And they still doing it to this day. They sleeping with dogs.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Yeah, come on, keep going.
Verse 2.
Keep going, because we ain't got to the
Yea.
Keep reading.
Word 2. Might the strength of their hand profit me, in whom old age was perished. Verse 3. For want and famine,
right,
they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness.
Right. For want, because it said what? We are impoverished, right? Yeah. So for want and food, they had to flee into the wilderness. But let's see what wilderness this is. It's not just any average wilderness that they're going to. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
In former time, desolate and waste.
They were desolate and waste. So they were impoverished, right? Yep. Keep going.
Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
For their meat, that's right.
They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them.
Wait, hold on, wait, go back up. This should say something about how they were grunting. They couldn't speak.
Not yet.
Oh, it didn't say that?
I think it's there.
No, he just read the part about the juniper roots, right?
Yeah, don't say nothing about it. I ain't got that yet.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going. I thought it was.
They were driven forth from among men.
They
cried.
Oh, right into the Caucasus Mountains from amongst men, and they cried after them.
They cried after them as after
a thief, right? And that's ultimately that was what they were then, and that's what they do now. This is their MO. It just said they were the border of wickedness, right? Come on.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys.
Wait, what wilderness did they go into? The cliffs of the valleys, which is the Caucasus Mountains, right? They were in the mountains when they were in Mount Seir, right? Because they're the cavemen. They're cave dwellers.
Well, it says right here.
Right?
In caves of the earth.
Right, in the caves,
in the rocks.
Right, which is the Caucasus Mountains at this time, because this is after they left Mount Seir. This is when they were being punished, being shut up for and the Lord put the chain on them. Keep going.
Verse 7. Among the bushes
they
bewrayed.
There you go. Yeah, you're right.
Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Him.
Caveman.
And now am I their song.
He said it, he didn't read it.
I am their byword.
He still didn't say it. He didn't say the part where
They adore me. They
Yeah,
flee
they
far
braid,
from
they
me.
braid.
Oh, they braid.
They
Go
braid.
back to braid. Yeah, I know.
Braid.
That's what it is.
That's when they were grunting like animals.
Go back to braid when they braid.
And they braid
Oh.
the nettles.
Among the bushes they braid. Under the nettles
Right,
they
they
were
braid.
gathered together.
Right. They braid. They grunt. They were grunting. They couldn't talk. So that's basically the chain. When the Lord made them go up into the thing, they couldn't really talk. The Lord took the wisdom from them. Right? Keep going.
Verse 8. They were children of fools.
Yeah, children of fools, man.
Yea, children of base men.
And that's the reason why the Lord, at the beginning, it said that they were younger than us, because you're children, man. You're just foolish, man. What motherfucker pollutes the whole earth, pollutes the water that you drink out of, pollutes every goddamn thing, just because you hate it? That's how bad they hate us, man. They hate us so much that they will even hurt their own people just to keep us down.
Right.
Keep going.
They were viler than the earth.
Right. Keep going.
And now am I their song.
Mm.
Yea, I am their byword.
Right. You're a nigga, you're a spick, right? You're a tonto, right? You're a byword, man. So when was this motherfucker a byword like that? Right? If you call them anything, they'll say anti-sim and they'll shut down your whole operation, man. You won't be able to have any money. Even Kanye was basically trying to warn you people. He said, look, if I'm about to get ready to be a billionaire and they can shut off my money, what do that mean for the average person? But everybody's worried about how he's saying things, how it looks crazy, the way he presents it, but he's saying the truth. But then there might be ways they're telling him to do it. Present the truth, but act kind of crazy when you do it. Put a fucking sock over your face and then tell the truth. But motherfucker, they ain't gonna get it. Because they're looking at the thing like, this nigga look, then they ain't gonna listen to it because they think they're listening to a fool.
So crazy man.
Yeah, they think they listen to a crazy man. But if this man says, if they're able to stop his money, what about you? Which they're gonna do? They were already talking about that in Jamaica, that they shut off the money. People were trying to go to the bank and couldn't get it.
Let me get the third verse. It says, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut
Right.
him up.
Yeah, that's the bottomless pit. And shut him up, made him grunt, made him go into the Caucasus Mountain, made him grunt. They was there for 1,000 years. Keep going.
And set a seal upon him that he should not deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled.
Right.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
Right. Keep going. Yeah.
I'll jump down to 7. Verse 7.
No, I think it's yeah, but basically he came. That kind of proves the point too, because there's another one where it actually says that he came to this. I think it's in 13 when he said he deceived the world. Yes, in 13. Right, because it talks about how he came back out, and once he 1,000 years fulfilled, he came and deceived the nations again. Yes, in 13, he deceived the nations again. Because it said so he can't deceive the nations anymore. But then guess what? The Lord said he's going to be loose a little season again. So when he's loose that little season, he should. I think it's 13. Yeah, deadly wound was healed, and right. It's in 13, I know it is, because it talks about how he deceived the nations. You know.
I think it's so.
I wonder why I didn't. Look, 'cause I know it's one. It's in 13. It says that. Let me see. Do 18 then. 1823. I know it's in. I could swear it's 13 too. Look at it.
Well, I mean, if you go in 20, it says he should go out and deceive the nations
Right.
Yeah.
that are in the four quarters. I mean, that's more down on
Yeah, go ahead.
20.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's one. Okay.
20. That's why I said I'm gonna go to 7.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, do it. I thought it was.
And that's gonna go into World War III. Revelation 20:7 it says and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
Right.
And right now he's in that little time.
Right. Yeah, he's
Verse 8, and shall go out to deceive the nations
right.
which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog,
Right.
to
There
gather them
There you go.
together
That's
to
the one I'm
battle.
talking about. Okay. What verse is that?
8:20 and 8.
20. Okay, yeah, come. There you go.
I
No,
had
sir.
that one.
Says the number of whom is the sand of the sea.
Right, come. Right, come. There you go. Hey, and that's the Israelites, man. That's why they cast us out for prey. Right? At the end of the day. That's ultimately what it's about, man. Because that's what they did. Ultimately, that's what they did. Through Christianity, they deceived you, man. Right? Let me see if we can get back to this. Did you finish that Judith?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get the Luke 21?
No, yeah, me too.
Okay, let me get the Luke 24. Yeah. I feel like Pastor R when you said, I'm tired of looking at you devils, man.
Yeah, that guy was getting ready to have a heart attack, man. You see him? You see his lip?
He was shaking.
Quivering,
to his
yeah,
lips.
shaking. Do you have a one blessing, Father? Yeah.
This
They
is
told
Luke.
us lies.
This is Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and
Right.
shall be led away captive into
Right,
all
there you go.
nations.
Right, they cast us out for a prey, man, and what? And led us into all nations, right? Through slavery, man. But then they came back again later on through, after they came out, well, he said they were loosed again. So that's going into what, the 12th century, the 13th century, the 14th century. By then, they had a stronghold. They took all down our strongholds by the 14th century. That's why by the 15th century, they were over here messing with Gad, right? And Issachar and stuff, right? And Reuben, right? Keep going.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Right? Of these Gentiles, starting with the Amalekites, right? This fake so-called the Jewish people, right?
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Right. The time, and that time is quickly, fastly approaching of being fulfilled, man. Your time is your little season is almost over. Go ahead, that Deuteronomy 28, 60, 64.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth,
Right.
even unto other.
Right. We got it's through slavery.
And there
Through slavery, through the cargo slave ships, right? Even they found the slave ship out there by Mexico. They were taking you so-called Mexicans, right, in slavery. You so-called Puerto Ricans, you Cubans, right, into slavery, man. Matter of fact, they were saying that slave ship was on its way to Cuba, I believe, right? So what were they doing? They wasn't just taking over there and you just drop it. They probably snatched some of them Cubans, took them over there, man. That's why people try to pick fun at this, because it's not correct, but then it's correct, right? Because you go, well, these people over here and these people over here, but it's correct as far as giving you a general location where the bulk of these people are at.
Where they were scattered.
Yeah, but it's going into the bulk of it, because what? There's Judah over in goddamn the Dominican Republic, but then there's Judah down there in Mexico, and then there's Judah over here, and then you got so-called Mexicans over in goddamn Cuba, Issacharites over in Cuba, Issacharites over in goddamn Japan somewhere. See, but you don't know, because that's what through the scattering of the slave ships. But the bulk of Issachar is in Mexico, in America, right? So go.
And there thou shalt serve the other gods.
Right, you're gonna serve what? Christianity. You're gonna say Allah, Buddha, your own belly, man. You know, women, money. You know, all sorts of nonsense, music, nonsense, right?
Which neither thou
neither
thy father have known, even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone, man. That's what you're gonna be serving, man. Right?
Jeremiah 15:33.
Isaiah 66:17.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. And it reads, Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yoshai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. It says, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
And they refused to let us go, man. All that held us captives, man, they refused to let us go, man. And that's ultimately through these Amalekites, man. They want to keep ruling. That's why these CDC things is really going back to the Rothschilds, right? The Rothschild central banks, right? That's really what that is. They ain't putting it as the Rothschild central bank, but that CDC thing that they're doing, that they finna push out, that's actually a Rothschild central bank. That's why it's called the digital. Well, no, what's that? Digital currency, the CDC, the central digital currency or something like that. It stands for
CB.
yeah, however you say it, but the central digital currency. Central meaning the central banks, which are Rothschild central banks. You got that?
I'm gonna run it again. On the back end. Jeremiah 50:33. It says, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yoshai
he can do that. Okay.
of hosts, says the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. It says, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
You got that. Oh, no, you gotta get the, no, let
This is Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 17. That they that
Sanctified.
that they that sanctify themselves,
Sanctified.
it's like
Right.
themselves, and purify themselves in the gardens
in the gardens, yeah.
In the gardens.
behind one tree.
Right. Going into the Christian church, man. Because what? The Christian church, through these people, they set up pastors, right? They set up pastors to deceive us, man. And these pastors, taught us everything but the true righteous way. They didn't teach you the true name of the Lord. They taught you it was okay to eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. They said it was okay to eat catfish. Matter of fact, they'll have a catfish fry at church. to make money. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's raise some money for the church. We're gonna fry us some catfish. Right? Keep going.
In the midst,
In the midst.
eating swine flesh.
Right? Yeah. In the midst of it, you think you in there, you sanctifying yourself, so-called. You're reading the words because the word said that these words that I speak to you, they are life. They are water. They are life. Right? Roughly paraphrasing. This word, the washing of the water by the word. Right? When you wash your body through the water of the word, right? It's sanctifying you. It's cleaning you. So you're in church, you're reading, but then you're gonna go in and you're gonna eat pork, eat your swine's flesh. Right? Keep going.
And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Right, you're eating mice, you're eating all sorts of things, but that goes into what the Lord said that we would eat our defiled bread amongst the heathen, man. When you get a lot of these foods, they're allowed to have a certain amount of things in it. So when the conveyor belt comes, you know there's probably mice that's around there eating some of that food.
Bugs.
But when the bugs and shit and the conveyor belt spins around, it chops up the mice with it, chops up everything. The mice, the bugs, all sorts of things. And we got to eat that food.
Feces.
The feces, yeah, they come with it. Because you see how they were doing the cows? The cow was still alive. And the cow was scared. And you can see the cow shitting why it was in the air. And they dumped it right into the grinder and send that shit right off into the grocery store.
That was it on that. You want to go to the next verse?
Well, yeah, he can keep
18.
Yeah, verse 18. For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come.
right.
It shall come that I will gather all nations
Right.
and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory.
Right. See, the Lord's going to gather the elect. Right. At the end of the day. Right. Because that's why people they go into Revelation 1:7, which talks about the multitude, the multitude, and go and think that that's other nations. But the Lord said He was going to gather a bunch of people who had different tongues and different languages. But that's still talking about the Israelites. Because they'll unmistakably say that they know that the Old Testament is only for Israel, but then He just said it. There's another scripture that said, even in the Old Testament, He said, that you be a light unto the Gentiles. Right?
Yeah, if you keep on going, it'll tell you that.
Right. Oh, keep going.
Keep going, 19.
Right.
Verse 19. And I will set my son,
Set a sign.
among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations.
Right. What are the signs? What did the Lord say the sign was? It should be earthquakes in diverse places. It should be wars, rumors of wars. Right? These are the signs. What the Lord said was going to happen. The Lord said, measure the time diligently, man. Can you get that? I think it's, I don't want you to miss it. Do you remember it? Oh, yeah, it's just June. Yeah, I think it's 2nd Ezra 9. At the top. Go ahead. Go ahead.
To
Tarshish.
And
Yeah, that's America. Because you know what Tarshish, right? Tarshish was a port city that made a lot of money. They did a lot of commerce. And America, that's America. That's what America does right now. It's mostly about commodities, goods, making a lot of money. Right? Keep going.
but bull and
Lud.
that draw the bow,
The bull.
to
Tubal.
Right, yeah. They teaching you these the Christianity Tubal goes into a worshiping other gods. Right? This goes into worshiping Baal, Cain, these other gods. Right? Going into the following the customs of Esau, man. Go ahead.
and
Javan.
to the
Isles.
afar off.
Right. Because we're spread all over the place. We're in little islands, different places, around the world. Go ahead, keep going.
Off that have not heard my fame, neither
Right.
have,
Through the internet, we're able to give you that. Even though we're here, the internet does the heavy lifting. So wherever you haven't heard the Lord's fame through the internet, now you can hear it. Keep going.
neither have seen my glory,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles.
Right. See, the Lord's gonna declare His thing among the Gentiles. And those Gentiles are not goddamn heathens, man. It's not a goddamn Amalekite with a goddamn small hat on, talking about he's Jewish, man. Right? He knew to say my father's father because I thought you were gonna go into that mother thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Notice he said that. Yeah. He said because my father's father. So he knew to say it through his father, but that don't count. You're the devil that the Bible speaks of. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Second Ezra 9:1. He answered us. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to.
Right, you measure the time diligently, and it's the same time that the Lord has told. Keep going. Do that again one more time right there.
Verse 2 Ezra 9:2.
Yeah.
Then shalt thou understand.
Then you're going to understand, because it said, the Lord said he's going to set signs for you to know that time, right?
That it is the very same time.
It's the very same time, right? We're in that time now.
Wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Keep going.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes,
there you go,
uproars of the people,
uproars of the people, and having a, like the brother was mentioning out yesterday, right, about the yellow vest, and they've been doing it for almost 3 years. They've been, you going, maybe more than that. It's about, but I'll say at least 3 years. They've been rioting and protesting in France. The yellow vest people,
even in Oregon, they protested. They've been protesting ever since protests started. You know what I mean? And
I'm talking about they were doing it. I'm talking about France has been doing it way before, even before that happened.
Yeah.
Because France got that spirit, man. The rest of you, a lot of you Jakes ain't got that spirit, but it's gonna kick in sooner or later.
It's
gonna kick in. No, it ain't kicked in, but it's gonna kick in soon. You're gonna really be in that spirit. Cause the other one was just it was all for show. It was all BS. Cause you seen they were showing video where you could see the cops breaking in the buildings and then open the thing to let them in. And then just so Esau, the accuser of the brethren, so he could say, look at them niggas. That's why it was all set up. So Trump could say, if you do a looting, we do a shooting. Right? All setting you up, man. You Jakes, you don't got enough sense, man. But this dude is the one who's younger than us. It says he's the base of man. How you let the base of man keep tricking you, man? Don't make no sense, man. Keep going.
Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand.
Right, well understand that what?
That the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee.
Right.
Even from the beginning.
Even from the beginning, the Lord prophesied about the end of this world, about the end of Esau's world, man. Right?
No.
Oh yeah. Judah, go back to Judah 5 and 20.
This is Judah 5 and 20.
Matter you can go up a little bit. You can go like to 18.
18. This is Judah 5 and 18. On down. And it says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore. and were led captives into a land
No, go
that
on,
was
go
not theirs.
Go up to 17.
So like Judah 5:17. And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered.
No, go up. Oh, right there, 15. Yeah. Wait, no.
Amorites.
Yeah, go ahead, start at 15.
This is Judah 5:15. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed.
Talking about the Israelites, we dwelt in the land Amorite, and what?
And they destroyed by their strength all them of Esbon.
Yeah, we destroyed through the power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. We destroyed all these other nations. Keep going.
And passed over Jordan. They possessed all the hill country.
Going into when we left Egypt, right? That's basically what he's talking about. We left out of Egypt, and we destroyed all these other nations coming out of Egypt. Keep going.
Verse 16. And they cast forth before them the Canaanite, the Perizzite, and Jebusite, and Sycamite.
Jebusite goes into what I think Jericho, right? The Jebusites. Yeah, Jericho. Yeah, the people of Jericho.
Sycamites and all the Jersonites, and they dwelt in that country many days.
We took that land, which really was given to our forefather, going all the way back to like the brother was saying, going all the way back to Adam, because technically that's the land where Adam was created and had that land at one time. The Lord was just bringing us back to that land, just like He's going to bring us back to that thing. It's going to be kainos, a new, build anew. It's going to be a refreshing, right? It's going to be a refreshing of what the world. So it's going to go back to be, because Esau always like talk about a utopia, but the real utopia is going to be with the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, which are the true Hebrew Israelites, man. We're not black, we're not Mexican, we're not Puerto Rican, we're not Cuban, we're not goddamn Jamaican, right? You damn sure ain't black. That's stupid. Retarded, man. Right? Every time you think of that shit, that piss you off, man. I'm black. What the fuck? What kind of dumbass, man? That shit, that vexes me, man.
Yeah, because people don't realize that the Lord's not coming back to save so-called black people, so-called Mexicans. He's coming back to save Israelites, and the elect of Israel.
Verse 17, and whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered because the Most High.
When we're back with our Father, and we ain't gonna sin. So when we're with the power, we ain't sinning, man. That's what He's basically saying. When they with the power, that's because they ain't sinning, and they'll knock everything down, right?
Because the power
even though
that hated iniquity was with them.
Yeah, the power that hated the iniquity is with us, man. Right? And that's what we're coming back to that, man. The power that hate iniquity is gonna be with us, man. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the Israelites, man. Right? The power is gonna be with us again. Keep going.
But when they departed from the way,
right? When we departed from all that, following Christianity, following goddamn Ham at that time, because we were going into all them Hamitic gods, following the fish god and shit, doing stupid shit. Right? The Lord got mad, man. Right?
Which He appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles. Yeah, very sore.
The Lord gave us the law, statutes, and commandments. He appointed us that. Right? Kind of like I was telling this guy, when you appoint something, what does that mean? You're setting a decree that this is what it is, man. So you appointed that land to yourself, man. So you set a fucking decree. That's what a Balfour Declaration is, man. It's a decree. Go ahead.
And were led captives into a land that was not there.
Right, yeah, where we at now? Even if you're if you're from this land, you're so-called Mexican, you're so-called Native American, you so-called Reuben. Even though this is your land and you're still here in your land, it still ain't your land. This place is a strange place, man. Right?
And the temple of the
It's
power,
like it's almost like if you left home and left, and then when you came back, another family was living in your house. Rearranged the furniture and shit, did all sorts of shit.
Put pictures of themselves on the wall.
Yeah, put the pictures of their family on the wall to call you. You know what I'm saying? You walk in, you know what I'm saying? They didn't change the lock, but they changed everything else. So you walk in, what is this? Oh no, hey, it's like it's both of ours. We just get the living room, the kitchen, the master bedroom. Hey, you go down into the fucking cold basement or down over here, which represents the ghetto, man, which represents the barrios. Put you all in the fucking, but you know, this is all ours. Right, man? Crazy. And you're supposed to love, you're supposed to be happy that this devil did this for you. Hey, don't you say it? You should be glad we took you from Africa. Don't you see all those starving people in there? You should be glad we took you.
Yeah.
He wants you to be glad that this motherfucker raped, robbed, and maimed you. He wants you to be glad that this motherfucker did that just for you. Go ahead, to you.
and the temple of the power was cast to the ground.
Right, 70 AD. Well, through the Babylonians first, and then 70 AD got cast down. Go ahead, keep going.
And the cities was taken by.
That was talking about Babylon, though. Because that 70 AD haven't happened yet at this time. But we know through the scripture 70 AD happens later too. Right? Because that's why Apostle of Har did a thing, said we have 100% truth. Right? Because the prophets wrote down things, but they didn't know what they were writing. But where the prophets are back now, and now we know what was written. So 70 AD hit. So that was talking about Babylon at that time. But now we know 70 AD happened too. So the temple got thrown down twice. But now it's the rebuilding of the third temple. Keep going.
Verse 19. But now are they returned to their power.
Oh well, now we're this is prophetic though. Right? This is prophetic. This is what she's doing. She's actually prophesying at this time. They're showing you in this book that they're prophesying of this time right now. Now they're what? Now what?
Now they are returning to their power.
Now we'll return to our power, man.
And are come up from the places where they were scattered.
Woo! See? Oh my God.
And
now
have possessed Jerusalem.
Hey, now we're going to go back and we're going to possess Jerusalem like how it was meant to be. And ain't going to be no pink city, right?
Where their sanctuary is.
Ain't going to be no geriatric fucking Jewish guy. Hey, what are you Jew? Like, man, get out of here, man.
Look at this metal and
Yeah, man.
And are seated in the
metal.
hills country.
Right.
For it was desolate.
Yeah, because right now, even to this day, you know where them Jewish built the so-called Israel? They built on the other side, and if you go, because the mother was the HODC, them brothers, they always go back to Israel and stuff. And I was watching one of their videos. They were showing how the city of David, it's still in ruins. So when they built to build Israel again, they didn't build it where actual Judea is at. So Judea, even to this day, when it's saying it's in ruins, even to this day, the Judea is in ruins. The city of David is in ruins. But it says what? We're going to build it back up. Keep going.
Now therefore,
Start from that part where you're.
with verse 19. But now are they returned to their power.
Right, we return
And
to
are
the power.
come up from the place where they were scattered.
Uh-huh.
And have possessed Jerusalem.
Uh-huh.
Where their sanctuary
Right, starting with
is.
the knowledge first, right? The wisdom, knowledge, understanding first of what's going on against the charagma for most important, right? Knowing about the missiles that's gonna hit, right? We persuade men for the fear of Yahweh Bashim Abishai, right? That's ultimately what it's about, man. Knowing those things, man. Knowing that we're gonna have to be pilgrims real soon are the things that we need. It starts with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding first, man. Go ahead.
Where the sanctuary is.
Our
That's
sanctuary, the Lord said, what the kingdom of heaven is what? In you. Right? And when 2 or 3 are gathered, what? There I am, man. So we're in the sanctuary. Go ahead.
And are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Mm-hmm. It was desolate.
Now, therefore, my Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua and governor, if there be any error against this people.
Right? If we're in error, that's why in the scriptures it says, no harm. You know the one that said, when no harm should come to, unless they put their hand towards iniquity. Yeah. Can you read that? Go ahead.
And they sin against their power. Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Right, yeah. If we sin against our power, let's consider this is going to be our ruin. So that's why a lot of you 2/3, you're still out there sinning. So that's why the Lord's only dealing with the elect, man. The only elect is coming back not to sin, man. So that way that we return to our power, man. And we're coming to build the desolate place. We're gonna rebuild the desolate places, man.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
Yeah, that's the best part, Doc. Go ahead.
let my Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua now pass by.
No, that's not the Lord. That's him. That's Esau.
Oh,
He's
okay.
speaking to that. I mean that was a Moab. That was a Moabite.
Oh, okay.
That was his Lord because
Oh, okay.
he was the ruler at the time. He just called him the Lord.
Slakia. Let me read that again. It says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
Right, because that's like calling, like when your woman call you Lord.
Right.
You're just her Lord, like you're over her overseer. You're over her.
Lest their Lord defend them, and their power be
Now that's the Lord. Now that's your house.
and we become a reproach.
Right, you're gonna be
before all the world.
right, and the whole world is gonna become a reproach. Right, starting with Esau, Edom, starting with you Amalekites. Right, starting with Amalek is gonna be fall down, man. Right, we're gonna destroy Amalek, man. Right, the goddamn Macedonians, man. Right.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 125, verse 3. It says, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity.
Oh, that's well, yeah. Lest the righteous put forth. And look, see, that's what it is. Unless the righteous, right, which you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian are meant to be righteous, right? But all day, the Lord's stretching out His hands to get you to repent. But of course, also the Lord has angels to open your mind and to close it, right? Yeah. The Lord said He opened doors that no man can open, and He shut doors that no man can shut. And that's good dealing with your mind, man. That's why the Lord said, what? If he knocks at thy door, let him in. Right? Mm-hmm. Right? When the Lord comes, you don't know where that's at? Okay, what?
Micah.
Yeah.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, and I said, hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel, is it not for you to know judgment?
Right. You are supposed to know judgment, man. Is it not for you to know judgment? That's why in Psalms it said that the righteous, nothing was going to happen to you unless you put your hand to do iniquity. But what do you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians do? Man, you go put forth your hand to iniquity, commit adultery, commit all sorts of fornication, all sorts of abominable things, smoke weed and drugs and crack and methamphetamines and all sorts of different things, right?
Blues.
Smoking blues and all these other nonsense things. But the Lord said He's going to require that at you, man. He's going to search Jerusalem with the candlestick, man. He's going to search them with the light. He's going to see your heart, and your deeds are wicked, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2, it says, who hate the good.
Yeah, you hate the good, man. You hate us, man. We're telling you what's right, and they cringe. I was talking to a sister that I know from when I was a kid. The other day, I seen her at the grocery store, And I'm trying to tell her, and at the same time, you know, she's trying to be respectful by not leaving, but at the same time, you can see I'm telling you, such scripture says this. She really wants to run. She wants to do the 100-yard dash, man.
They don't want to hear it.
She didn't want to hear it. But I'm saying, look, the Lord said He's going to destroy America with ICBM missiles. I was like, you know that World War III? Russia's going to shoot missiles on America, man. America's going to become a desert. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay. I'll talk to you later. Like, man, she's trying to slide out. What did Apostle R call it? He said the Irish exit. She's trying to do the Irish exit, man. Go ahead.
It says, who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them.
They set up all these prophets, these false prophets, to pluck off all your skin, man, to never tell you who you are. And when they do tell you, they still pluck off your skin, right? You got General Hunt, you can John the Baptist ain't in the truth. Sleeping with white women is MOTB. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy nonsense, man. Right?
It says, who hate the good and love the evil, right? Pluck off their skin from off of them.
Right. They don't want to tell you who you are.
And their flesh from off of their bones.
Right. And the flesh from off their bones, right? Talk about the cauldron.
It's gonna go.
Oh, okay.
Verse 3, it says, to eat the flesh of my people.
Hey, they eat you, man. They not literally, but literally it's gonna happen too, real soon, right? But they're eating you because what? These the Lord said that He said, I'm sending you amongst scorpions, man. They're gonna gnash at you when make your face hard against their face, man. Oh, can you get that? Isaiah 3, I believe. Is that Isaiah 3? Does it make your face hard against their face? No, it's 2. Is it 2? No, I think it is 3.
It says, who eat the flesh of my people,
I think it is 3.
and flay their skin from off of them.
Yeah, they're gonna flay your skin off of you, man. They're gonna just teach you all sorts of nonsense, starting with the school system. That's what Esau did, man. With the school system, filleted your skin. Now you're black, you're African American, you're Mexican, you're Puerto Rican, you're Cuban, you're what's that? Colombia. Hey, that's a cold one. Christopher Columbus went and murdered people, killed people, and now you're the country that is named after Columbus, man.
It says, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off of them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces as for the pot,
right,
and as flesh within the cauldron.
Right, within this melting pot, which is America. Right? This melting pot, which is America, they want you, I'm going to forget that, Revelations 11 and 8, because that's basically what it is. America's that melting pot, and they want you to be fucking in a dead state, man. They will fillet your skin, put you in that melting pot, have you in America looking all stupid, man. They don't want to tell you who you are, saying that if you keep the law, statutes, commandments of your power, that no nation could come against you. Even in our state, we didn't have an army, but the Lord drowned Pharaoh and his military, man. Right? When we went through Jericho and all these other places, we didn't have a military like that. The Lord just did miracles, man. Can you imagine that? The wall of Jericho, you did that? Can you imagine that? They'd be like, look at this crazy, these niggas just walking around them.
Walking around the circle.
Walking around the circle, what the fuck is this? We ain't got no bow and arrows. We just walking around. And then the Lord said, don't even say nothing. 7 days. So we walking around not even making a noise. They were like, these people is bugged out. Right? Then on that 7th day, make that, man, that wall came down, running there, shook them, man.
So they weren't going around saying, who's the king?
Yeah, hey, man.
I'm going to keep going to
Yeah,
5.
go ahead.
Verse 4, it says, then shall they cry unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashem
Hey,
Yoshai.
this that time, man. We're crying to the Lord, man. It's that time. I'm telling you, we coming back, man. Guess who's back?
Well, it says, but he will not hear them.
Right,
Says,
come on.
But he will not hear them.
Right.
It says, he will even hide his face from them at that time. It says, as they have behaved.
Bro, yeah, it's talking about the wicked ones. Because it said, well, that's why we read the thing in Psalms. The righteous, unless they put forth their hand to do iniquity.
The rod of the wickedness will not rest from the righteous,
Yeah, right. Because the rod of the wicked will not rest upon the righteous. Because when you doing that, once you do an iniquity, they could come through with the rod. That's why the Lord said that Esau, which is the Assyrians, is the rod of the Lord's anger. Right?
It says he will even hide his face from them at that time. It says, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings.
Right. You act. Yeah. That's dealing with the 2/3, man. Right? And these pastors teaching you that it was okay. Oh yeah, that's okay. I don't think God will care about that. You make sure you just come to church. You make sure you put some money in the bucket. That's all it was about. They're not telling you that you're the Israelites. They're not telling you that Esau's going down. Esau got to be destroyed, man. They're not telling you that the so-called white man has to be destroyed. And he's Esau, Edom. Moab is the Chinese, man. Right. And they're going to be joined unto them. And the Lord's going to destroy them both, according to 2 Ezra 16 and 1. Right?
Verse 5 says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yoshai concerning the prophets, which are false prophets.
Those false prophets.
Says that make my people err. Says that bite with their teeth.
Right, yeah. You're biting. That's why I said when it's talking about filleting you, it's not really saying that they're really filleting you, but they're biting with their teeth. They're backbiting. They're talking shit about you behind your back. They're doing all these different things. They're cutting you down, right? Mocking you.
And cry peace.
Right.
And he that putteth not into their mouth.
And they cry peace. Look what they're talking about. Everything's okay. Don't worry about nothing. But you got the CV-19 went out and they said, go ahead and take the jumper. Right? They cried peace, man. They said, go ahead, take the jumper. Everything's okay. Now people dropping dead. They're having blood clots. They're having heart attack. They're having all sorts of madness happening to them, man.
They even prepare war against him.
Right. You prepare war what? Really against ultimately against the Most High. But you're going against the Lord's people, man. Right? These pastors have set up through Esau, Edom to do that, and they were receiving their money, their reward. They were getting that money, man. They were getting paper. They don't give a damn about you as long as they make the TD Jakes and all these other people, especially Creflo, man. When you go into him, that's not even his name. You know he went and changed his name to Dollar? His last name to Dollar. That's how wicked this month. That's how you know he's about money, man. That's not his actual real last name. He went and changed his name to Dollar.
Start off in 7, brother.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me.
Right, yeah, you rebellious Israelites, man. That's ultimately what we were saying. Unless you put forth your hand to do iniquity, which that's what we ain't gonna do. The elect is not putting forth the hopeful elect, but hopefully we'll be the elect.
Right.
We're not putting forth the elect is not gonna put forth their hand to do iniquity. Right? Keep going.
For all the house of Israel are
Impudent
and
stiff-hearted.
And
impudent and hard-hearted.
Yeah.
Read it again, bro.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me.
Right, and they're gonna listen to you. They ain't listening to the Most High. Look at the warnings we put down. Hey man, the Lord's gonna destroy this one. You don't know how. Hey, the Lord's gonna put a wicked thought in Putin's mind or whoever ruling goddamn Gog and Magog, but hey, missiles is coming. For sure. This is that never been touched. She gonna hey, not only is she gonna lose her virginity, it's gonna be like she got raped over and over again. It's gonna be another rod and another rod, which is really ICBM missiles, man. tear this place apart, man. It's going to turn America to a desert, man. Okay. You get to go ahead.
Isaiah 34.
Yeah, 74. Isaiah 47, right? Isaiah 47. 47 and 1. Isaiah 47. The Lord will take that. Yeah, He's going to take it from you.
Oh, yeah. Sit on that.
Yeah. But, yeah, keep on.
For all the house of Israel
Right.
are
Impotent.
impudent and
Hard-hearted. Yeah, hard-headed, man. You don't want to get it, man. But a hard head make a what? A soft ass, man. Man, your father and your mother always told you that. But guess what? Now the Most High going to have to show you, man. He's going to show you that he's a man of his word, man. Which he's always been a man of his word, right? But how he ultimately going to show you he's a man of his word? By destroying you, man. You're going to know that there was a prophet among you, but ultimately you're going to know that there's actually a true God, man. More important than us, that you knowing that we're prophets, what's going to be more important is you know that there's a real true God, and he was pissed off. Huh. Not what Creflo was telling you. God ain't even mad at you, not even a little bit. Just go ahead and commit some more adultery.
You know, Psalm 7, God is angry with the wicked every day.
Right.
Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
Yeah,
I mean, that starts off with, Esau, Edom, but even our people are wicked.
Yeah, but you hear Creflo, he was constantly going out there and saying that God ain't angry with nobody. Keep going, I believe.
Yeah, there's 2 more verses.
Verse 8, behold, I have made thy face
There you go.
strong against their faces.
Right. The Lord had to make your face strong against their face, right? Because that's dealing with the righteous, right? You're committing iniquity, but the righteous, as long as he don't commit iniquity, as long as he don't put his foot or his hand or anything towards doing iniquity, he won't get put to death. Though other people are saying that must be the MOTB way they telling you, if you put your hand towards it, that's the mark of the beast. No, that's just sin. That's not the mark of the beast. If you put forth your hand to anything to do something wickedly or do something that ain't according to Yahweh Shema Shai, that's sin, and you could die because of your sin, but that's still not the MOTB. That's these dudes, man. But then you come to find out when you look at that doctrine actually comes from Esau, man. That was how Esau explained the MOTB. If you put your hand forth to anything and you do it, that's the mark of the beast. We've done that our whole life. Have you ever went into the store and stole something as a kid and you knew it was wrong? But what did you do? You put forth your hand and you did it anyway, right? Now you got the MOTB according to these niggas. You know what I'm saying? What?
And they foreheads strong against their forehead.
Yeah, so we out here, we making our head and our forehead strong against their forehead. And especially Amalek, his forehead, you know their head ain't hard enough. Only Israel. Israel got the hardest head of all, man. That's why he said, the Lord said, you're impotent and stiff-hearted. It means, your head is hard. They ain't going to listen for shit until you get the ass whooping. So the Lord put these missiles on you. The Lord put these race wars on you. The Lord put more of these famine, these pestilence on you. And then, oh my God, Lord, help me. Man, Lord ain't got nothing for you. But
verse 9, as in adamant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how hard. That the Lord gonna say how hard you're, like an adamant flint, like a
harder
than flint.
Than flint.
Yeah.
Have I made thy forehead,
man?
Fear not them.
Yeah, man.
Fear them not.
Fear them not.
Yeah. The Lord had to make our head hard as an adamant flint just to deal with you niggas, man. That's how hard y'all head is.
Neither be dismayed at their looks through thou
right. Oh, it's coming to the part.
That may be rebellious house.
Though they be a rebellious house.
Keep going. I think it went to that they're scorpions or something.
Moreover,
is that the one?
No.
Oh, that's not the one where it talks about how he's okay.
No, that's in the 2nd chapter, I believe.
Oh, that's in the okay. The one of the verses it explains how they're they're scorpions and they bite. They're gonna bite you. They're after you. That's going into like that same thing with the cauldron. They're gonna cut you up. They bite you. Nah, nigga. I want my weed. I want my women. I want to play my PS5. I don't want to hear about the politics or God or any. I don't want to hear about nothing, man. I don't know nothing that's going on, man. Right? I don't want to know nothing about what's going on besides me doing what I want to do to fill my belly, so I could be a wicked Jake in the world, man. Right? So I could chase money, which is basically about to be obsolete. So I wonder how these niggas gonna shoot and kill each other when the thing is in your thing, and they know everything you do. How are you gonna get away with it?
It says, for the love of money is rule of all evil.
Right, but once they do the what I'm saying, when they do the MOTP, and it's a tracking device, how you gonna shoot a Jake to take his money and then get away with the murder, man?
You can't.
You want that with the scorpion?
Yeah, come.
Ezekiel 2:6.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 6. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words.
Right, yeah, same thing going into. Don't be afraid of them. Right, that's why we out here, man. We ain't afraid of your words.
Though,
right?
Briars.
Briars. You know what briars is, man? That's like thorns.
And thorns.
Yeah, they're briars, man.
And thorns
right.
be with thee.
Like a bob wire. Briars. They're like bob wires. You ever try to climb over a bob wire fence? Oh man.
And thou dost dwell among scorpions.
Yeah, man, that's where we at, man. We dwell amongst all you scorpions, and that's why you these pastors, they'll teach you everything. Woman thou art loose. It's okay to be like that. It's okay to cheat on your husband. It's okay to dysfunction the family, furthering Esau's kingdom. But I don't give a damn about my brother. I don't give a damn that his house is dysfunction. I don't care that we're actually the Israelites, and the Lord is already showing that he's coming back. But I'm willing to keep pushing Esau's agenda, though I know, well, really, they don't believe in the Lord, man. They don't believe the Lord exists. Even the Catholic Church finally came out and was saying that they were trying to say that Jesus ain't coming back now.
Be not afraid of their words.
Right? They finally admitted that they created the hell doctrine to get people to come to church and pay tithes. The Catholic Church finally admitted that's what they made the hell doctrine for.
Nor be dismayed.
Yeah, you can be dismayed, man. Right? Which means confusion. Right? Dismayed.
At their looks.
Right.
Though
right.
They be a rebellious house.
Right. Yeah, they're scorpions, man. They're just a rebellious house, man. And so wherever we go, either Jake ain't gonna listen to this, or you're gonna have these pastors that come against Geno Jenkins. You got vocab. You got all these other different things that come against what we're teaching, because we're teaching the correct doctrine. We got the 100% truth. Even these what's his name? Satan Nate. All right, or IUIC, saying if you got a person saying they got 100% truth, run. Well, how about run to them? If they got 100% truth, you might want to run to them and not run away, right? It don't make sense. Because I remember finally getting into the truth, and there was a person, won't you do this? And these people, this is people. I said, no, I'm gonna follow Apostle. Well, just because he's been in this a long time, don't mean he knows everything. Well, I'd rather deal with somebody who's seasoned, who know what they're talking about, more than I'm waiting for somebody to finally get the knowledge. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait 20 years before you finally get to what Apostle Tahar know right now, or he been knowing 20 years ago that he could tell you today? You know what I mean? I think I have one. Okay. Just the Micah 3.
So you want me to get Isaiah 47:1?
Yeah.
Have one?
Yeah. What?
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47,
Yeah, come. That's
verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Right, because those ICBM missiles are coming, man. You're gonna sit on the dust, right? You a virgin daughter of Babylon, right? Matter of fact, go into that what's it? You go to Isaiah 3 and down at the bottom, I think it's 28, I believe. Because it's not just once America go down, I think it's at the 3 and 23 and where's it? It's not here. Yeah. 3 and right here, 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get that?
Yeah.
Isaiah 3 and 26, it says, and her gates shall lament.
Right. Because it's not just America. So once America falls, you women are going to be in trouble. Right?
It says,
so
and mourn.
Your gates are going to lament and you're going to mourn, right?
And she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
Yeah, you're going to sit on the ground too. Right along with Esau, Edom, your master, man. That's the one you followed him in the garden. You're following him now, right now, in America, Babylon the Great, to follow his way, to put you as feminism, to put you ahead, right? You're gonna fall with Esau, and the Lord said what? He said you're gonna be desolate. You're gonna be lamenting, man. You're gonna be mourning, man. It's gonna be a pitiful case for you. Right, go ahead.
It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. Why? Because most of the things that ever happened here, those were all self-inflicted. Those are all psyops. Those are all false flags. Right?
To sit on the ground,
right.
There is no throne.
Then you're gonna sit on the ground, man. America's gonna be done with, man. There ain't gonna be no throne for you, man.
No rulership.
No rulership.
It says, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called.
Going to Nebuchadnezzar, right? You're the daughter of the Chaldeans. You follow behind Nebuchadnezzar. What happened to Nebuchadnezzar, man? He eventually fell, right? It was through his grandson, but nevertheless he fell. And before that, he went into a stupor out there for 7 years, eating leaves and stuff.
He was like an animal, bro.
Yeah, acting like he was a goddamn gazelle. He thought he was a gazelle, man.
For it says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be called tender and delicate. When the ICBM missiles hit America, you're no longer gonna be called tender and delicate, man. You women are gonna be in trouble, right? Was it you got that? Get that Isaiah 32 for the women. What? Starts. Yeah, 36.
Second Ezra 16:36. Behold, the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, receive it.
Yeah.
Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake.
Right. These pastors were set up to teach you all these different gods, so they rip at you, they tear at you, right? Teach you all these nonsense things to keep you away from knowing that you're the Israelites, man. Right? So the Lord said, believe not these other gods I told you not to believe in, man. Don't follow that stuff, man. You go to, Jeremiah 10, man, follow not the way of the heathen, man. Right? For one goeth in the forest and cutteth the tree and deck it with silver and gold. The Lord said, don't do it. But just this past, last month, weeks ago, everybody had Christmas trees, man. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Behold, the plagues draw nigh.
Man, the ICBM missiles are drawing nigh. Man, they finna release some more of these goddamn things, because the CDC did say there were going to be a zombie apocalypse, so they're going to be releasing something. Because that's a weird thing, right?
Well, they said the numbers of the C-19 are real bad in China again.
Right,
so,
supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah, because remember when they first came from the thing, they were showing how in China people were standing there and just dropping dead. Then all of a sudden, when people got it here, no one was just dropping dead like how they, you know what I'm saying? So it's all that little buildup, man.
And are not slack.
Right, they're not gonna be slack, man. They're gonna come faster, right? Because the Lord shortened the times, man. Go ahead.
As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son.
Right, go ahead.
With 2 or 3 hours of her birth.
Right.
Great pains compass her.
Man, great pains compass, and that's what's gonna happen to you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians in America, man. You put forth your hand to do iniquity, man. Hey, great pains are gonna come past you, man. Like a woman in the ninth hour, man. I mean, the 9th month, ready to give birth, man.
It says right here.
Go ahead.
Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
Right.
39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack
Right. Hey,
to come upon the earth.
right. Hey, the plagues are not gonna stop, man. Race wars, famine, right? Ain't gonna slack. Ain't gonna be a moment of rest. That's why it tells you that it was Amos. So you're gonna run from a lion, right? You're gonna run from a lion, see a bear. You're gonna run from the bear, run into a house, put your hand on the wall, and the snake bites you, man. Right? And that snake, if you think about it, what did it say it's gonna bite you? In the hand. What's Esau? Ain't he the serpent? So you're gonna get bit in the hand, get in the MOTB, man.
And the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon
it. The whole world is gonna start mourning.
Every side.
And sorrow is gonna come upon you, man. And you know, and some of you are gonna be in so much distress, you're gonna finally just break down and say, "F it, you finna go get the MOTB." Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, and verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease."
Right, because when that thing come up past you, all that pain. Hey, listen. Whew, man, you're gonna realize, you're gonna wake up, but it's gonna be too late for a lot of you, because the minute of the Lord, hey, Lord willing, that's what I keep praying for. I want to be able to, because you know how Yahweh Shai, he can read the minds of people. I want to be able to read these women's minds. Because I want to be able to read if they at least, because you know all these women are wicked, but you got to at least pick the one that's decent. Because the ones that you may look beautiful, but you don't got a decent mind, I'm letting the wolves get you. Literally. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be literal wolves out there. A pack of wolves, and the wolves are going to eat you. Because a woman don't got at least some type of sense of being righteous or something. I don't want that woman. You can be pretty as you want, man. Because in the kingdom, all the women are going to be gorgeous anyway. Right, the Lord's going to put that beauty on them. I'm going to take about 100 ugly women who got a mind for the Lord, man.
Right.
Who the Lord's going to make them beautiful anyway.
Because the other ones, they're just going to slow you down.
They're going to slow you down anyway.
Yeah. It says, "Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech."
Right. You're a lot of them, they're just careless, right? You ain't giving ear to the Lord's speech. You're going to be out there, hey, chick, come this way, man. The Lord told us to be pilgrims. Let's go. Right. Why I got to do? Man, listen, we don't got time for that, man. Huh? I'm going to lead you to the wilderness, man. Huh? I'm going to leave you to the wolves. Keep going.
Verse 10, it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, you careless women."
Many days and many years, man. So we're hoping this is that year, man. That all prophecy be fulfilled, and then we're in the wilderness somewhere, ducking and hiding, man.
Says, you know what I mean? For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come.
Right. Your vintage, which is your bread, your provision. The America's that stock market's gonna crash, and they're gonna turn over to that CDC or CBDC, however you want to say it, but it's going into the Rothschild Central Bank. That's really what it is, man. It's really the Rothschild, or the Jewish, is meant to be your gods, man. The power that's running the whole world. Keep going.
Verse 11, it says, "Tremble, you women that are at ease."
And trembling means you'll be afraid, man. Right? And there's another scripture that men are going to be afraid. I think it's in 2nd Esdras or something, or Esdras. Yeah, 2nd Esdras. Men are going to be afraid. So what end is for you women who think you're boss babes or all this other nonsense, man, and you're going to be afraid. You're going to be trembling, man. You're going to be in trouble, man. That's why the Lord says, sit. Now you're going to sit on the dust. You're going to sit on the ground right along with Esau, Edom, man. Right? What?
It says, "Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird up sackcloth upon your loins."
Right? She that is my enemy, man. May she gonna be trotting down like the mire of the streets. Keep on.
Verse 12, it says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields,
Yeah, and you're
for
gonna
the
be
fruitful
lamenting.
vine.
Lamenting mean crying. You're gonna cry for all the times you had it cushy in America, and the time you could have built a real family, because it says she that is she that is foolish teareth down her own home. That's what these women do. That's what America, through the Christianity, through the school system, the full system, through white supremacy, teaching you through these false prophets, teaching you can woman loose. You're so stupid, you tear down your own home, and when things come crashing, you're gonna be in trouble, man. You're gonna be in so much trouble. It's gonna be pitiful, man. Right? Keep going.
Verse 13, it says, upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars.
There you go. Hey, but this time, that's dealing with the people, but that's dealing with the land too. The people are going to be thorns and briars, just like it said before in Isaiah, right? Well, earlier when we were reading, talking about our people are thorns and briars. And Ezekiel, there you go. Ezekiel, our people are thorns and briars, but this time it's going to be the land too, because the land's going to be barren without no one being able to till the land. Guess what's going to come up? The thorns and thistles, right?
It says, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city.
Right, which is America, man. America, that joyous city, is gonna get put. I think it's a little bit more on that when it goes into.
Yeah, verse 14 it says, because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the city shall be left.
Right, hey.
The forts and the towers shall be for dens forever. It says, a joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks.
Going into after the ICBM missiles hit America, it's going to be a desert, and it's going to be for what? For doleful creatures, man. And that's the thing that's coming, man. This is the thing that we speak to you. We persuade men by the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. We persuade men. Because the Lord is finna do some destruction to America, man. And to you women. And to you Amalekites. And to all you people, if you're not the righteous, man. If you're not the elect, the Lord is destroying you, man. So Lord willing, with all that, we hope you got edified. So we're going to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makabadash. Hey, hallelujah. Double honor to the apostle elder of the great millstone. Hey, out there, the four winds, you brothers, man. Hey, keep going, keep pushing. We almost out of here. You know what I mean? Shalom, Ababa Ball.
Shalom, Ababa Ball.
Yeah, that's about